Welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Always exciting to be back.
Today we're going to be exploring content management systems.
Otherwise known as CMS.
CMS, yeah. The cool kids call them CMS.
That's right. That's right.
You probably interact with a CMS-powered website every single day. I mean, everything from just a simple blog to, a big online store.
Yeah, absolutely.
To even our website.
That's right.
So a CMS is basically the engine behind the scenes that makes sure everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, it's that backbone that you don't see that's doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, and choosing the right one is crucial.
Absolutely.
It's not just how the website looks.
No. It's much more than that.
It's about control over your design. How easy it is to update the content.
Right.
And all the tools you need to make the website stand out.
Exactly.
So we've got research here that's, articles listing the top CMS platforms, some focus specifically on e-commerce, that sort of thing. But before we get into all the specifics of individual platforms, let's just clarify what a CMS actually is.
Yeah, right.
And our research breaks it down into three main categories.
Okay.
Open source, hosted,
right,
and headless.
Headless. Okay.
So what are the differences between these three?
Okay, so the differences between open source, hosted, and headless.
And why should that matter to somebody who's building a website?
Right. So open source CMS platforms like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, those are free to download and use.
Oh, wow. Oh.
And they give you a ton of control over customization. Think of it like building a house from scratch.
Okay.
You have the freedom to design it exactly how you want, but you also need the skills and resources to do it.
So you need to know how to actually build the house.
You gotta know how to build a house.
This is for the DIY crowd.
Yeah. If you're not afraid to get your hands dirty with code,
yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Now, if that sounds a little intimidating,
okay,
hosted CMS platforms like Shopify, BigCommerce, Wix, it's more like moving into a fully furnished apartment. You pay a monthly fee.
Okay.
The platform takes care of everything, hosting security updates, all that.
So it's very convenient.
Super convenient.
Easy to use.
Very user-friendly.
But you don't get as much customization.
You might have some limitations there.
Okay, so you're kind of trading off, freedom for ease of use.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's that third type, headless CMS.
Headless CMS. Yeah, it sounds a little scary.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty cool.
Right.
What it does is it separates the front-end design of your website, which is the part that visitors see,
Okay.
from the back-end content management system.
Okay, so it separates the two.
It separates those two, and it gives developers a lot of flexibility.
Okay.
Especially for things like mobile apps or websites that need to deliver content across multiple platforms.
Right.
It's like having the engine of a car,
Uh-huh.
but no fixed body design.
Yeah.
You can build anything you want around it.
So you could have a car that looks like a boat.
You could have a car that looks like a boat. You can have a car that flies.
Okay, so it gives developers ultimate control over the look and feel.
Exactly.
While still having all the power of a CMS.
All the benefits of a CMS in the back end.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's becoming more and more popular.
Why is that?
Well, businesses need to create these consistent experiences across websites, apps, and social media.
So headless CMS is good for that.
Really good for that.
Okay. All right, so let's jump into some specific platforms.
Okay, let's do it.
First up, the king of the CMS jungle.
Ooh, who's that?
WordPress.
WordPress.
One article claims it powers nearly 60% of all websites on the internet,
Wow.
with over 22 million active sites.
That is impressive.
That's a lot of websites.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason for WordPress's popularity.
Okay.
Its biggest strength is versatility.
Okay.
You can use it for anything.
Like what?
A simple blog,
Okay.
a complex e-commerce store.
Uh-huh.
It's got this massive community of developers who create plugins and themes.
Okay. So it's like add-ons that extend the functionality.
So even if you don't know how to code,
Even if you don't know how to code.
you can find a plugin or theme that does what you need.
In most cases, yes.
Okay.
And to really highlight its scalability, even giants like the New York Times and Forbes use WordPress.
Wow. Okay. So this can handle some serious traffic.
High traffic, complex content.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, imagine starting a small business, selling something like handmade candles
Okay.
with just a simple WordPress blog. You
Right.
can show off your creations. And then as your business grows, you can just add a plugin like WooCommerce
Right.
and transform that blog into a full-fledged online store
Exactly.
handling thousands of orders every month.
That's incredible.
That speaks to its flexibility and potential.
It really does.
Okay, so now you said plugins.
Plugins, yeah.
Can you quickly explain what those are for people who might not be familiar? Sure, yeah. A plugin is essentially a piece of software that adds a specific feature or functionality to your WordPress website.
Okay.
Think of it like adding an app to your smartphone.
Okay, so it's like an app for your website.
It's like an app for your website,
Yeah.
to do different things.
All right, cool. So WordPress, super flexible.
It is.
But it does have some drawbacks.
Of course, no platform is perfect.
Some plugins and themes can be expensive.
They can be pricey, yeah.
And if you're not tech savvy, something called managed WordPress hosting
Managed WordPress hosting.
can make your life a lot easier.
It can.
What is managed WordPress hosting?
So a company takes care of things like security updates for you.
So they basically manage your website for you.
They manage those technical aspects.
But it comes at a cost.
Usually comes at an additional cost.
Okay.
Now let's move on to a platform that may not be as familiar.
Okay.
Joomla.
Joomla.
Joomla gets high praise for its built-in multilingual support, which is a huge advantage for websites targeting a global audience.
That makes sense because if you want to reach people from different countries,
Right.
you want to have it in their language.
You want it in their language.
So Joomla makes that easier than WordPress.
Joomla's multilingual support streamlines that process.
Okay.
Much more than adding it later with plugins or custom coding.
So it's built in.
It's built in, ready to go.
I also noticed that Joomla offers things like banner management
Banner management,
and user roles.
Yes, user roles.
Are those helpful for more complex websites?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what is banner management?
So banner management allows you to easily display ads or announcements
Oh, okay.
on your site, which can be useful for highlighting important information
Okay.
or monetization.
Okay.
And then user roles allow you to control who has access to different parts of your website
Okay.
and what they can do.
So you can have like an editor,
You can have an editor, a contributor,
an admin.
an administrator.
Okay, that's very important, especially if you have a lot of people working on a website.
It's crucial for teams and for security.
Some of the research mentions that Joomla has a steeper learning curve
It does.
than other platforms, especially for beginners.
Yes, it's true.
Is that accurate?
Yeah. Joomla is powerful and flexible, but it does require a bit more technical know-how
Okay.
compared to something like WordPress.
So maybe not the best choice for somebody just starting out?
Not the best choice if you're just dipping your toes in.
Okay.
Now let's talk about Drupal.
Drupal.
Drupal is often described as the serious platform,
Okay.
known for its security and performance,
Okay.
frequently used for large, complex websites.
Give me some examples.
Think government websites, universities, large corporations.
Okay.
It's designed for handling massive amounts of data and traffic.
So not your average blog.
No, not your average blog. This is the big leagues. Drupal offers exceptional customization options, different content types, and as you mentioned, top-notch security and performance.
Okay, but that power comes at a price.
It does.
What are your thoughts on that trade-off? Well, I mean, I'm guessing that it's not the most beginner-friendly platform.
You're right.
I feel like it requires a much higher level of expertise.
Think of Drupal like a high-performance sports car.
Okay.
It's incredibly powerful. It can handle anything you throw at it, but it requires a skilled driver to operate it.
So you need to know what you're doing.
You need to know what you're doing, yeah.
Okay, so for somebody building like a simple blog
Right.
or a portfolio website,
Uh-huh.
Drupal would be overkill.
It would be way too much.
But if you need a robust platform
Okay.
that can handle massive amounts of content,
Yeah,
complex workflows,
absolutely.
and really top-notch security.
Top-notch security, then Drupal might be the way to go.
So it's really for a very specific type of website.
It's a specific use case.
Okay, so we've covered the three biggest names
The big three.
in the CMS world,
Yes.
but there are a lot more platforms out there
Oh, there's a whole bunch.
vying for attention.
Absolutely.
So let's take a quick look at some of the other notable contenders,
Okay, let's do it.
starting with Magento,
Magento, okay.
which, as we mentioned earlier, is now known as Adobe Commerce.
That's right.
So Magento Adobe Commerce,
Yeah.
big player in the e-commerce space.
Big player. Yeah, it's built for those large-scale online stores that need those features like managing multiple stores, handling different currencies, and organizing complex product catalogs.
So if you're a global company
Yeah.
selling thousands of products
Thousands of products.
online,
Magento can handle it,
Okay.
but it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
No.
It requires a significant investment in terms of both time and resources.
So maybe not the best choice for that small handmade candle business?
Probably not, unless they're planning to take over the global candle market.
Right. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Shopify.
Shopify.
It's incredibly popular for its ease of use and all-in-one approach to e-commerce.
Yeah. Shopify seems to be the one that everybody's talking about these days, and I can see why.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the guesswork out of building an online store,
It does.
making it accessible to people who aren't technical.
Right. Shopify's focus on user experience makes it a great option for entrepreneurs and small businesses who just want to get their online store up and running quickly.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Then we have HubSpot CMS,
HubSpot CMS.
geared towards websites with a strong marketing focus.
Yes.
It boasts built-in SEO tools, integrates seamlessly with their CRM platform.
Yeah. It's all about aligning your content marketing efforts with your sales strategy.
Sounds like a powerful tool
Powerful tool.
for businesses that are serious about their online presence.
Yeah, for sure.
What about Ghost?
Ghost. Oh, Ghost is interesting.
One of our sources describes it as minimalist.
Perfect for bloggers who just prioritize writing.
Ghost strips away all the distractions, all the bells and whistles,
Yeah.
focuses on clean design, fast-loading times, a streamlined writing experience.
Yeah.
It's a haven for writers.
I can see the appeal of that.
Yeah.
Especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with notifications and distractions and all that.
It's a nice escape.
Okay, what about Strappy?
Strappy seems to be the platform of choice for developers who need a headless CMS with maximum flexibility.
Okay, so this goes back to that headless CMS
It does.
that we were talking about before.
Yeah, Strappy really empowers developers to create unique and engaging front-end experiences using any technology they prefer.
Okay.
It's all about providing a powerful and flexible content management system that can be adapted to any website or application.
So it's like giving developers the building blocks
Yeah,
to create something really unique.
absolutely.
All right.
Now, we also have Craft CMS.
Craft CMS.
Which is known for its high level of customization, but does require some developer knowledge to set up.
Okay, so this is not for beginners either.
Not for the faint of heart, no.
Okay.
It seems to be popular with agencies and developers who build bespoke websites for their clients.
Yeah, because agencies work with so many different types of clients.
They do.
So they need that flexibility
You need the flexibility to adapt to all those different requirements.
to build exactly what the client needs.
That's right.
Okay.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about Grav.
Grav.
Grav is a fast and lightweight flat file CMS that seems ideal for simpler websites.
Okay, what is a flat file CMS?
So a flat file CMS.
Because we've been talking about database-driven platforms.
Right.
So is this different?
It is a little different. So in a flat file CMS, the content is stored in simple text files rather than a database.
Okay.
This makes Grav incredibly fast and lightweight, but it might not be the best choice for websites with a lot of complex content or dynamic functionality.
So for like a smaller website, a personal blog,
A portfolio,
something simple.
something where speed and simplicity are paramount.
Okay.
That's where Grav shines.
What about October CMS?
October CMS.
It's built on the Laravel framework, and it's touted as being developer-friendly with plenty of customization options.
October CMS strikes a nice balance between ease of use and flexibility.
Okay.
It's a good choice for developers who are comfortable working with the Laravel framework and need a CMS that can be easily customized to meet specific project requirements.
And this is for like medium-sized businesses, you think, or?
It could be for medium-sized businesses. It really depends on the specific needs of the project.
Okay.
It's versatile.
Okay, let's talk about PrestaShop.
PrestaShop.
Open source e-commerce platform known for its customization options
Yes.
and a marketplace with a wide range of extensions.
It's a good option for businesses that need more control over their online stores than a platform like Shopify offers, but don't necessarily need the full power of Magento.
So it sits somewhere in between
It's kind of in that middle ground.
Shopify and Magento
Yeah. Aye. A good stepping stone.
in terms of complexity and features.
Yeah.
And lastly, we have OpenCart,
OpenCart!
another free open source platform.
Yes.
Gets high marks for its ease of setup and suitability for businesses with limited budgets.
OpenCart is a solid choice for startups and small businesses that are new to e-commerce.
Okay.
It's easy to get started with.
Okay.
And there's a large community of users and developers who can offer support and guidance.
Okay, great. So as you can see,
Yeah.
there is a wide range
A wide range of CMS platforms.
out there,
It's a big world out there.
each with its own strengths
And weaknesses.
and choosing the right one.
Can be a daunting task.
Yeah. So now that we've kind of explored this vast landscape of CMS platforms,
Okay.
let's shift our focus to the key factors you need to consider
Right.
when making that all-important decision.
The big decision.
Choosing a CMS is a big commitment,
It is.
so it's important to make an informed choice.
Absolutely.
So where do we even begin?
So many options out there.
Yeah, so many platforms, so many things to think about. Where do we even begin? How do we choose the right CMS?
Well, a great starting point is popularity.
Okay.
A larger user base usually means a more active community, more resources, more tutorials, forums, developers familiar with the platform. So if you run into a problem or need help customizing something, chances are you can find a solution pretty easily.
Okay, so it's like having a support system
Yeah, exactly.
of experts who can help you out if you need it.
Right.
Okay, so popularity.
Popularity, and then you also want to consider the platform's complexity.
Okay, some are more complex than others.
Some CMS platforms are definitely more intricate than others.
Like Drupal.
Drupal's a great example, yeah. Ask yourself, what kind of website are you building?
Okay.
Is it a simple blog for sharing your travel stories?
Okay.
A portfolio to showcase your design skills?
Uh-huh.
A busy e-commerce store selling handmade goods? The complexity of your website should kind of align with the complexity of your chosen CMS. You don't need a high-powered sports car to get groceries.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't use Drupal if you're just starting a personal blog.
Probably not the best choice.
What about technical background?
Technical background, that's a big one.
How does that factor into choosing a CMS?
If you're comfortable with coding and enjoy digging into the technical side of things, a platform like Drupal or Strappy might be right up your alley.
Okay.
But if you're a beginner or prefer a more visual approach, a user-friendly CMS like WordPress or Shopify would be a better fit.
So if I'm not a coder,
Yeah,
I don't need to rule out building my own website.
absolutely not.
There are options out there for me.
There are options out there for everyone. There are platforms designed for non-technical users that give you the power to create and manage a website without writing a single line of code.
That's good to know. What about security?
Security, that's a big one. It's vital to choose a platform with a strong track record of security and regular updates. Open source platforms like WordPress are generally quite secure, especially if you keep the core software and plugins updated. Hosted platforms like Shopify manage security for you, which is a big plus for those who don't want to deal with the technical headaches.
Okay, so it's like they take care of security for you.
They handle all that.
Okay, and finally, what about essential features?
Essential features, right. So think about what features are crucial for your website's success. Do you need a blog to share updates? E-commerce functionality to sell products? SEO tools to help you rank higher in search results? Social media integration to connect with your audience? Make sure the CMS you choose has either built-in features or readily available extensions to support those needs.
Okay, so it's really about figuring out what you need
Absolutely. What are your must-haves?
and then finding a CMS that can provide those features.
Exactly right.
Now, let's take a step back for a moment.
Okay.
What does all this matter? I mean, most people probably don't even think about the technology behind the websites they're visiting.
No, they probably don't. But understanding CMS gives you control over your online presence. Instead of being limited by pre-built templates or relying on developers for every little change, you can build and manage your own website. You can express your creativity and share your message with the world.
So it's about empowerment.
It's about empowerment, exactly.
It's like learning to drive a car.
Yeah,
Instead of always relying on public transportation,
that's a great analogy.
you have the freedom to go wherever you want, whenever you want.
You're in the driver's seat.
Yeah. And even if you don't plan on building your own website,
Okay.
I mean, understanding CMS can help you make better decisions
It can.
when working with web designers or developers.
Absolutely. It helps you communicate more effectively with the people who are building your website.
Yeah, you understand the technical implications.
It's about being an informed and empowered website owner.
Okay, speaking of the future, what do you see on the horizon for CMS platforms and any major trends we should keep an eye on?
Definitely CMS is always evolving. One trend is definitely the rise of headless CMS. As businesses create content for multiple platforms, websites, mobile apps, social media feeds, they need a flexible CMS that can adapt.
Yeah, because it's not just about websites anymore.
It's not just websites anymore. A headless CMS lets them manage all their content in one place and deliver it to different platforms seamlessly. Another trend we're seeing is AI integration into CMS platforms.
Oh, wow.
AI-powered tools can automate tasks, personalize user experiences, and even help with content creation.
It's a bit like having a robot assistant.
Yeah, it's like having a little helper that takes care of those things in the background, freeing up your time so you can focus on other things.
And finally, we're seeing an increased focus on user experience and accessibility.
Yes, definitely. Websites are getting more complex and content-rich, so it's important to make sure they're easy to navigate, visually appealing, and accessible to everyone, regardless of ability.
So it's about creating inclusive online experiences.
It is.
Now, before we wrap up, let's circle back
Okay.
to the different types of CMS platforms that we talked about earlier.
Open source and hosted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
open source and hosted. Let's summarize the advantages and disadvantages
Okay.
so people can really make an informed decision.
Right. It's important to understand the fundamental differences to choose what's best for you. Open source platforms are free to use. They offer high levels of customization and benefit from large active communities.
So you're not alone if you need help.
You have a whole network of people you can turn to. However, open source platforms do require more technical expertise.
Okay.
You're responsible for hosting, managing updates, and security yourself.
So more control, but also more responsibility.
More control, more responsibility, exactly.
What about hosted platforms?
Hosted platforms offer a one-stop shop
Okay.
for all your website needs. You pay a monthly fee. They take care of everything, hosting security updates, backups. They're user-friendly and come with themes and apps.
So they're easier to customize.
They're easier to customize.
Okay, but what are the downsides?
The main trade-off is in that customization. While they offer some flexibility, you're limited by the platform's framework. You don't have access to the underlying code, which can be a problem if you have needs the platform doesn't support.
So you give up a little bit of control.
A little control for simplicity and peace of mind.
All right, so really depends on you.
It depends on you, your comfort level with technology, your budget, your long-term vision for your website.
There's no one right answer.
No one size fits all, no.
Okay, well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
I mean, we explored different CMS platforms, discussed the key factors to consider.
We looked at trends coming up.
Yeah, even peered into the future of CMS a little bit.
Oh, a little bit.
I hope our listeners are feeling more informed and empowered
I hope so, too.
to tackle their own CMS adventures.
Yes. Go forth and build amazing websites.
Before we sign off, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question. Imagine you could only use one CMS platform
Okay.
for the rest of your website building days.
One CMS for the rest of time.
Which one would you choose?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Why?
It really makes you think about what matters most.
Yeah. What are your priorities?
Absolutely.
There's no right or wrong answer, of course.
No right or wrong answer.
It's all about finding that platform that aligns with your needs.
Yeah, what works for you?
So we want to hear your thoughts. Share your answers with us on social media.
Let us know what you think.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive
Another deep dive complete.
into the world of CMS. We hope you found it informative and insightful.
We had fun.
We did. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, keep diving deep into the world of technology.
And the web.
And don't forget to subscribe
Yes, subscribe.
for more deep dives into a wide range of fascinating topics. We'll see you next time.
See you later, Em.